Hello, Juliana.
That was sudden.
That was sudden. I didn't mean to hit the button that brought you up there, but it's good to have you here. I was just about to say to everyone, we're about to be brought to be joined by the CLV lady, because we
Hey.
should all be caring a lot about customer lifetime value. Because Juliana, I don't know about you, but certainly I think with all that's gone on over the last 12 months, those who, as Bar was saying, have not done quite so well with their sales are going, how can I retain? How can I increase my CLV? Those who've done great with sales are going, oh my God, all these new customers. How do I
Yeah.
improve my CLV? Yeah, so I think this is a perfectly timed session. So it's brilliant to have you here. As you're here, shall we put your slides up and let you get stuck in?
Sure. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna take a different take today. Just want to give everyone like a short intro to it. I'm not gonna be Juliana from Omniconvert or from Review. I'm gonna be Juliana, the e-commerce marketer today. And I just want to talk to you guys and let's see how this goes because I haven't done this before. So I'm super excited to be here and and do this. So yeah, let's do it.
Excellent, awesome. Well, look, there's your slides, and I'm
Yes,
going to go away and let you be the awesome e-commerce marketer that you are.
that's it. Okay. So I just choose today a topic that's been running through my head for some time. And as Chloe was saying earlier, we have been experiencing so many changes during the last 12 months, right? So here I am. This is me. I'm the chief evangelist for Omniconvert. I'm called the CLV lady because I can stop talking about customer lifetime value. But tonight, because it's night here in Romania, I'm just an e-commerce marketer. And this here is not a keynote speech. This is a manifesto meant to produce a mindset switch from quick wins to fast, unreliable results to long-term mentality and profitability. So by focusing on one most important thing, your customers and their journey with your e-commerce brand. So as said, I'm not here representing Omniconvert and Reveal today. I'm not pushing any agenda. I just want to make you think tonight. I want to make you ask yourselves one question. Are you pushing for a customer-centric agenda or are you pushing your brand's agenda? So just this is a manifesto, right? And why am I doing this, right? Why am I doing this? There has to be a mindset switch. For far too long, we have been entrapped as marketers into following a culture where everything matters but the customer. We're always speaking about improving customer journeys, but we are very deep down thinking only about KPIs, right? And the metrics that drive revenue. We acquire customers that are not sticky, and then the customers are not happy, they're not staying with us. And this happens because of focusing on the wrong things. And we all do it. We all do it somehow, and I feel like we are just encouraging each other to remain in the status quo. And I want to talk about the first thing, the tool fatigue, right? Since early 2020, we have started hearing more and more talks about tracking data, using data to guide our decisions, and so on. But wasn't that always the case? Are we now just suffering a platform fatigue? Because the expectations are that, the e-commerce growth marketer is cheered by all the brands around the world and we're, doing our thing. But the reality is we have a tool for everything: ads, traffic, social media, loyalty, website optimization, customer data platforms. We have an app for everything. So the main patterns from this slide right here is the mentality that everything is cured that goes wrong by installing a tool. But can tools really fix a bad strategy? I don't think so. We are all working forward with e-commerce brands, and we are overwhelmed, I know I am, with the fact that there is such a big need for quick returns, quick results. But that's not growth. That's just movement. So we are installing tools to track and measure everything. Everything. But if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there, right? And how will that help you in your mission of generating growth for your clients? Because the only ones that are actually suffering at the end of the day are your clients, are the e-commerce brand. And I've said this a lot of times. I don't have time to play the tool war game with competitors when the biggest problem in e-commerce right now is the know-how. Most marketers, we are just trying to fix bad strategy problems by installing all these tools that are quite expensive and hours lost in demos and onboardings and back and forths, only adding to our acquisition costs, when the real problem can only be solved only by spending time and energy in improving customer experience and delivering better services. But people say, Juliana, we need sales, we need to grow. And I'm saying, sure. But by spending time understanding your customers and what they want from you, what is the job that they hire your product for? Why do they buy from you? You'll be able to fix those broken journeys, adjust the way you communicate with them on each channel, and deliver a better experience, right? And surprise, you're gonna lower your CAC. And then there's the data part, right? Data has become such a buzzword. So it's like the whole data-driven thing is mostly because we're generically falling on data to base all our guessing that we do and assumptions that might justify a strategy. And yet, we can be so wrong sometimes, right? Because we rely a lot on data to make decisions, and of course, why wouldn't we? Data is sexy and is there to prove a point. It makes it easy, right, to support our arguments, but without context, we cannot replicate the success or fully understand the shortcomings of the data and what the data brings. And the problem context is real. And I will talk about that a bit more later. But this is how, what we're expecting to be. But the reality is, while we are looking at data to argument or justify our marketing decisions, sometimes, let's admit, it's freaking overwhelming. And even us, as marketers or maybe e-commerce owners, we have so many tools installed, measuring everything. But at the end of the day, what are we supposed to do with all that data to actually move the needle? And the problem is, I don't even remember where I read this quote of Brandon Dells, but it hit home. We are playing safe. We are playing to not lose instead of playing to win. Winning means going full circle. And how can we win in marketing if we don't think long-term, if we don't do the necessary efforts to enrich the data we have with real customer insights and implementing the customer voice in everything that we do? Sadly, data alone, qualitative data, cold data, is not enough. The truth is that, in a way, the aversion we have overpowers our ability to create meaningful experiences for our customers and draw really actionable insights from all the data we are collecting. And this is how you enter the e-commerce marketing echo chamber. Guessing games, right? How I like to call them. And being blinded that optimizing solely on using numbers and quantitative data, it's something that has taken e-commerce marketing in a vortex of bad decisions. And we all make them. I made them too. I wouldn't be here today talking about this if I didn't live to tell the story. So we see some data, we draw conclusions, we convince ourselves it's true, and that's a dog, sorry for that. And then we look to surround ourselves with folks that think the same as we do, but don't challenge us to to think differently. Are we turning into those customers we have sometimes, or the partners we don't want to work with? Are we hitting the status quo because we don't, we're finding a comfort zone because we just want to be cold data driven? So is it that we're afraid to lose, or we're afraid to play bigger? And I mean, this is, the classic definition of an echo chamber, but in our context, this is the echo chamber. We are flooded by bad advice and flooded by, people that agree with us on everything we do. So I bet in 2011, when Sean Ellis came up with growth hacking, the growth hacking term, he didn't think that by 2021, this is going to become the staple of gimmickry and so-called gamification. So what I did was I asked some friends to share with me some of the most ridiculous growth hacks they have heard or read that are thought to move the needle, but they aren't. And this is what they said. I have so many people from LinkedIn to the DTC fan group that shared with me all these crazy things about growth hacks and all the echo chamber of marketing. And I'm not going to read them all, but it's things like use the spin wheel to get conversions to grow, add SEO to the product landing page, keep product landing page description short, write short emails, change topics. But all of this here, all of this gold people had gave me, even Nick, which I met yesterday, all of these are just a failed compilation right now. And these answers were too good, so I had to make an article with them today. But the problem is, let's settle this one and forever. There is no such thing as gamification of retention and customer lifetime value. You cannot manipulate or bamboozle by silly discounts and VIP programs and concierge programs, creating personas, whatever. You can. And all the expert advice on this topic is centered on manipulating customers, pushing a sales agenda, and having zero knowledge about how and why people are buying from you. And you might trick them for 1-2 orders, but consumers won't stay with you if you have a shitty post-purchase experience. But is it all doom and gloom? It's not. not if you work with your customers closely. So the reality is that most, e-commerce brands are using so many tools right now. And most businesses know everything about their customers except why, right? So this takes me to the buying process versus the selling process. The ultimate question: why do people buy? People might initially buy from a brand because of their products, how good they taste, they smell good, how great they are, and what makes them feel when they're using those products. It might be, but it also might be that people are driven by other things than the sole benefit of a brand's product. Consumers hire and fire products and brands all the time because of emotions. So here is, I cannot speak about this buying process thing at all without mentioning Bob Moesta. And his last book, Demand Side Sales 101, was epic and extremely helpful to me to understand how to determine and focus more on uncovering the demand rather than being focused on how to optimize the next sales campaign. So a lot of the following things are inspired by his work, and I really advise you to buy this book. So the buying process. Most people think that consumers are just literally perusing the internet, looking exactly for their products, find them, and then explode in excitement. And some of them call it impulse purchasing. Let me tell you something: there is no such thing as impulse purchasing. Nothing is random. And most e-commerce marketers or e-commerce brand think that this is the buying process. I see your ad, I go to your website, I buy it, I ship it, I get it, and I'm busted in excitement. Well, not really. As you can see, it's not that simple. Consumers go through a lot of sequential steps when buying a product. And a buying process is a step that the consumer takes while making a purchasing decision. So people go through more steps in the decision-making process than you would think. So it's very important for an e-commerce brand to do the uncovering of the demand, because a lot of people are trying to make this part easy, but it's not. It takes time, but if it's done right, it has the potential to transform your brand massively. As you can see in this e-commerce flywheel, the first type of buying process I have showed you, the linear one, follows the type A buying process, right? I see your ad, I buy it, I got it. But a healthy e-commerce growth flywheel has to consider the type B purchasing, this one. Because it's not just demand generation, you get customers and you make money. People have changed. Things are way more complicated right now. So most businesses, as I said earlier, know everything about their customer except for the why. You have to dig way past the surface layer to understand why customers choose you. Why do they shop from you? Why are they hiring your product? Research is crucial if you want to develop customer loyalty. You cannot game that. You cannot play the guessing game with your customers. They are not created equal, and you need to consider that your aim is retention and customer satisfaction. And knowing just these three things, the context, the outcome, and the trade-offs, is the thing that's gonna make you stand apart. So a lot of people think, people buy products for their features, right? So when people buy, they don't buy them because, random reasons. They have a job that they need to fix. They're seeking an outcome, right? So just like in this image, you think people that buy a hammer buy it just because they need to collect them, or just, want the new Stanley Carbon steel claw hammer. No, they just want to buy that hole on the wall where they will put a picture of their family, or they buy that hammer that helps them do work and feed their families. People buy to make progress. And if your marketing fails to communicate outcomes and progress, then you won't be the right person for the jobs those consumers want to hire you for. Because at the end of the day, instead of selling features and shower people with discounts and speaking the product language, you have to start speaking the job language. Because this is how you are going to get the why. People don't buy your hammer, they buy the wall on the wall, the hole on the wall. So the jobs to be done methodology, it's something I cannot preach enough. This is a game changer for you as a brand or as an e-commerce marketer. You need to move from the space where you think customers are transactions. We are talking about people. And as you will be able to learn from Bob Moesta if you research and read his work, first you should create an interview procedure where you can understand exactly what is the context these people are buying from you, the outcomes and the trade-offs. Pay attention, right? We are only interested in people that have already made the decision, not the ones that didn't. Because you have to understand this. You need to understand what made people say, yes, I'm buying this today, right? So this is something that you guys need to look into if you really are trying to do customer development and customer retention. And I guess this takes us to the last part of my manifesto, meaningful data. Qualitative research, even if it's done by jobs to be done, even if it's just classic quality research, is very important, because you need to understand the psychological reasons people have to buy your products. And this is done on it should be done on a larger scale of people, even though it can give you like a superficial understanding. Your entire team should work for this. Doing the initial brainstorming, you have to identify the basis of the job to be done. So what outcome people are looking for when they're buying your products. You have to understand what type of frictions you have to analyze further. But the goals of this qualitative research are to design questionnaires based on the customer segments, whatever segmentation you use, RFM or whatnot. You need to understand more about what needs to be improved, and to establish priorities for increasing your retention rate. Because qualitative data plus quantitative data equals love, but it also equals profitability. So if you are an e-commerce market or an e-commerce brand, you have to go out there and get your own context. Data without numbers, without context, is just numbers. You want to know why your customers, how your customers found you, liked you, wifed you, divorced you. Because human emotions cannot be measured, but customer experience can. And you can do all that by ongoingly monitoring qualitative plus quantitative data. And from a product perspective, following this, it's crucial for you to do product optimization, because companies with multiple products, multiple SKUs, must check if certain brands that they're selling or products are harming the retention rate. Because sometimes you probably don't know, but you might have toxic products. So it's very important that in your research, you go through everything, to your experience on the website, to your products and your services. And do yourself a favor and move from the classic formula of measuring growth like this, traffic multiplied by conversion rate and AOV equals growth. These are not the metrics you are looking for, right? And do it like this. Understand this. The main KPI for retention, loyalty, lifetime value is customer experience. If your customer experience is shit, you shouldn't even dream about having loyal and happy customers. Focus on meaningful data. The result of your customer experience and the improvements you will do in your customer experience will translate in your long-term profitability. I mean, even Shopify said it. Gimmicks don't work anymore. Acquisitions are more expensive than ever. We cannot move the way the market is moving just by buying a new tool. This is not a tool problem. This is not a data problem. This is a mindset problem. The mindset and the status quo, right? The fear of losing, as I was mentioning earlier, which takes me again to this slide. We cannot just play to win anymore. We have to, we cannot play to lose anymore. We have to play to win. And the only way we can win in e-commerce right now is not through growth hacks, it's not through gamification and gimmickry, it's just by simply switching our mindset from fear to progress. And listen, I don't expect you, whoever is listening to this right now, to drop the ship and go and move, through the sunset. But I hope that today I just made you ask yourself at least one question. And if I did that, it means my mission is accomplished, right? So just to end my presentation, is going back to basics the new thing that you should do? And my answer is yes. Because you have to think customer value optimization, right? This is a process that can create a great customer journey and maximize your profits on all your marketing channels. It focuses on optimization throughout the customer lifecycle to improve your brand's loyalty, but also create customers for life. So because customer behavior changes so much over the time, e-commerce companies need to understand that customers and their data are not static. Creating lifetime customers, lifetime fans, or how do you want to call it, demands that companies keep up the pace. And that's it. You won't be able to solve everything at once, but focus on the steps where you are and what you want to do, and understand, that you need to go way, way beyond the service. So, if you're an e-commerce marketer, getting a small win or two will earn you their support and resources for executing this process from start to finish, to focus and map all your customer journey and deliver value at every touch point, because customer experience is your product. And what we suggest and what we're doing right now, the way we want to help marketers and e-commerce brand to go back to basic and using customer value optimization to improve their business and their relationship with their customer, together with 5 amazing people and world-renowned, direct-to-consumer marketers. Our company, led by Valentin, we have put together this first and only actually e-commerce marketing course. And these are the amazing people we're working on. We're working to do this with the help of them. We want to give you a course that's going to help you break free out of this echo chamber. And you can, we'll take you from acquisitions to retention and loyalty. We're launching this course in late March. If you want to get in touch with me about this course, email me. And I guess that's it for me. Hope you enjoy it. I'm available everywhere at the CLV Lady. And Chloe, back to you right now. And I hope, I hope this was good. Here I am. And I'm still breathing.
Yeah, and I've muted myself, which doesn't help at all. It's probably good that Derek's coming to take over from me in a minute. But Juliana, that was absolutely brilliant. You really got us thinking. My brain, which a bit like yours, it's evening here. My brain was starting to slow down. It clearly still doesn't have the ability to unmute me, but it's now going, oh, and I think I've got a presentation coming up very soon where I've got traffic times AOV times conversion rate. I'm like, no, I need to change it. So,
no, you don't have to change it, but ask a question, like break out of that e-commerce echo chamber. We can do so much more. That's all I want to say tonight. And thank you for giving me a platform to, I'm not sure if there's any questions or there is any time. But
we are running a little bit behind, so if you could just remind people how to get a hold of you if they want to follow up, and we'll leave it there.
They can email me at juliana.jackson@omniconvert.com. Get early access to our course if you want. If you want to curse me out for saying all this, is still fine. Or you can find me everywhere on social media at the CLV Lady. And thank you, Chloe and Derek, wherever you are, for having me tonight. This was fun. I'm excited for. I think Lisa's next, so I'm excited for Lisa.
It's actually Fernando next, but Lisa will be coming up a little later on. But Juliana, thank you so much for joining us, and we will say goodbye for tonight.
Yay! Bye.